Hi guys, and welcome to the first video of hopefully many videos to come about our food technology here at Nicholas Breakspear. This first video we're not going to do any cooking at all. We're literally going to be talking about clearing up at the end of the lesson the way that needs to be done properly, so that we don't start getting stressed out, or I don't start getting stressed out with you at the end of the lesson if things are not going well. You know exactly what you need to do, and I'm going to expect that to be done at the end of every lesson, so that when the next group come in, it's all nice and fresh and clean for the next group and no one is going to be complaining. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be about our washing up. Okay, so when we get to the end of our practical lesson, the most important part of our lesson is that we clear up the room really well so it's ready for the next group that comes in, and also that none of the dirty bacteria are left behind on your dirty dishes or whatever that are going to make us sick. So when we're washing up, this is how I want things to be done. Firstly, it's really important that you wash up things in the right order. So for example, if I've got a really dirty pan, I won't wash this first, because if I wash this first and then I'll go on to my cleaner items like my glass, then obviously the mess that is on my scouring pad will then be on the glass. So what I want to do is I want to do things in the right order. So when I get to the end of the practical and I've got my washing up, what I will do is I will take my glassware first. So it could be a measuring jug, it could be a cup, it could be a bowl, basically things that are the cleanest. And what I will do is I will put a small amount of washing up liquid on my scouring pad. So I don't want to see any of you emptying the whole thing onto your scouring pad. It will just be a tiny amount. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wash under running water. So some of you may at home use a washing up bowl, or you might have seen your parents using a washing up bowl. We're not going to do that because a lot of the dirt and bacteria get left behind in the bowl. So what we're going to do, we're going to literally have the tap running at an even rate. Again, we're not going to have it running too quick so that it's going all over the place. Just enough water to wet your dirty dishes and utensils. So tiny bit of fairy, shouldn't really promote that, but a bit of washing up liquid on your scouring pad, and then the cleanest items first. So it'll be your glassware first. Once you've washed it, you can put it onto the drainer, so you're not actually drying up straight away. If you're working with a partner, you might decide that your partner is going to dry those as you go. It's up to you how you want to do that. So the glassware first, then I might go on to utensils, which are relatively clean, like knives and spoons and a wooden spoon maybe. Then I would move on to, let's say, dishes and smaller bowls, clean those. And then I'll go on to my dirtiest items, which will be my frying pan or saucepan or anything that is particularly dirty. Okay. They're now all sitting there, slightly drying as we go. It's then your turn to dry them, so you could use your drying cloth. The drying cloth you need to bring from home, because we will not have enough. For example, on the day where there are 4 groups cooking, that will be 80 children. We won't have enough dry ones, so you need to bring one of these from home. One of you, maybe your partner or you, will be drying these out, and then they will be going back into your work area. So your work area underneath will have places for all of the utensils that you picked out in the first place. They'll need to go back into the same place, and then me or Mr. Warrender will come round and we will look into your areas and see that they are clean. Once they're clean, we'll ask you to sit down, and then you're ready to go. Okay? Other things that we need to think about once all of the utensils are away is actually cleaning up our whole area as well. So this is your scouring pad. This is for, as you know, I just said, once you're washing under the hot water with your washing up liquid. This is not used for cleaning up the tables or the drainer or the sink. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to be using a dishcloth for that. So the dishcloth, this one is green, probably the ones that we'll have at school will be white. This will be used relatively dry, but maybe slightly damp, to wipe down any surfaces. So again, you will wipe down the surface that you were working on, and your drainer, and possibly even in your sink. Okay? Incidentally, what you will not be doing is you will not be using your drying cloth to wipe down your surfaces or your sink or in your sink or your drain or whatever. So you need to make sure you're using the right equipment. Scouring pad, cleaning all the utensils and things. Dishcloth, wiping down surfaces, making sure everything is wiped down. Drying cloth or tea towel to actually dry your utensils. Okay? One last thing that I was going to say as we are going along, and this is going to be something that you're probably not going to like particularly, is that when you get to the end of your practical work, probably the most dirty area in your kitchen is going to be your sink. So if you've been cooking with vegetables or pasta or cheese or anything like that, in the sink is where that is all going to collect after you've pulled, after you've finished your practical. You cannot leave your sink full of vegetables or cheese or sauce or whatever. So you need to make sure that you're getting in there with your hand or whatever you need to do to get that mess down the plug hole. Okay, again, running water is going to help you. Once you've done that, don't worry if your hands are dirty. You've got soap, you can wash your hands and dry your hands, and then you should be good to go. And that is pretty much it for our first video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you've watched it and you've paid attention really carefully, because when we come into our first lesson, we will not have time to go over this again. So we need to make sure when you come in for that first lesson, you're 100% ready, you're clear on what you're doing, and you're not going to make mistakes. And lastly, when we get to the end of that period, none of us are getting stressed out, because everything is absolutely as it should be, the way I've explained it in this video. Yeah, hope you all have a great night. Take care.